Dear students, now let us discuss periodization of history given by Indian historians. We have to discuss Indian perspective of periodization of history. Indian historians they divided Indian history into three periods, that is ancient period, medieval period and colonial period. This third period, which was British period they considered as colonial period. These periods together, that is ancient period and medieval period, these periods together are referred as the golden period of India by Indian historians. They said that India was living in the golden ages in these two periods. India had a glorious past. So they said that in these two periods, people were free from the colonial rule. They were living the life of freedom. They enjoyed their social, economic, political life. Because they were not under influence of colonial rule. And coming to this colonial period, British period they referred as colonial period. So here we are getting this periodization of history by Indian historians completely entirely it is different from the periodization of James Mill, because James Mill British period he considered as modern period, but Indian historians they referred British period as colonial period because they believed that in this period this Indians they lost their glorious past. They lost the era of golden period or golden ages. So according to Indian historians, Britishers they brought India under the colonial rule with the help of number of the policies like doctrine of lapse, subsidiary alliance. Britishers, that is why they considered this British period as period of slavery, because according to Indian historians the Indians were brought under slavery by the Britishers. So therefore India in this period witnessed no development but only the period of slavery. They criticized the periodization of James Mill. According to Indian historians, they were of the opinion that history is divided into different periods in order to attempt to capture the characteristics of time. So, according to Indian historians, we need to divide the history into several periods in order to demarcate the difference between different periods. So, we need to reflect our ideas about the past, and they show how we see the significance of the change from one period to next period. But they were of this opinion that Mill's periodization is just based on religion. He based ancient and medieval period on the religious lines. That is why Indian historians moving away from the classification of history by James Mill, they divided history into ancient, medieval and colonial period. So here we can say that the periodization of history done by Indian historians, it was counter to the periodization of James Mill. Thank you. This was all about this topic.